Greetings, GMBLMZ fans. It's Fish here, and I'm out in the shop working on the prototype ring strut sections that I've been working on. So, because these are big, the outer ring is 4 meters across, that's way too big to transport in one piece. So these have to be designed to break apart for transport and then bolt together on site. So I've been working on this flange system. And I just got my first order of water jet cut parts for it. And I really like getting stuff water jet cut because, look at it, it's beautiful and cheap. So that's awesome. So I'm just starting to put them in place. You can see the one here that it's not welded in place yet, but it's there, and you can see both the flange and then the brace, and there'll be, of course, 4 braces, one on each side. So 1 flange on each of these 4 shafts. And then again, of course, over here on the mating part. And then once those are in place, they just butt up next to each other and bolt on through the holes. So let's start welding this up and see how. So I've got the flanges tacked and placed. And I'm starting to weld them on. And I'm realizing that I probably don't actually need the little brace pieces, and also they're a real pain to get placed correctly. And of course you have to do that before you start to weld. So now I'm thinking, you know what, I don't know, I don't think they're necessary. I think this is already a pretty overkill connection, so maybe I'll just save the money and not get these made when I do the full order. I think this is going to be good enough as it is. So time to continue welding. Now the flanges are all welded on, which is looks decent, I think. Good enough for a prototype, certainly. Now time to grind those tacks off so they can mount flush and try bolting them together and see how this looks. So, it's going together okay, but I didn't realize I was out of really short 1/4-20 bolts. So I think I'm going to have to run to the hardware store to get some more, because this is just, I can't show it off like this. Look at that. That's ridiculous. So, back in a bit. Much better. Now that I have some properly sized screws on there, I'm happy to show this off. So here you go. 1 prototype ring strut segment, including the flange joint. And it came out pretty well. As a prototype, there are lessons learned from that, and that's the entire point. Such as the geometry of the flanges needs to change a bit. I had to grind them out a little bit to get onto the strut sections. That's not a big deal. And like I said earlier, I'm going to drop this idea of these little brace tabs being welded on. They're just too fiddly to get true. And I don't think they actually add much. This is way overkill, as it should be. So that's okay. I am, as I suspected, going to have to make up some shim stock to bolt in between there so I can adjust the spacing a little bit. If you look down the length, it's pretty good, but there's a little bit of a bow in that joint. I don't know if you can see there or not, but it's there. It's not quite as good as I would like, and over a 4-meter thing, that would really add up. But I think we can adjust for that fairly easily on assembly, and I'll probably put some time into making a nice jig for laying these up to get them nice and true, a bit easier than what I was doing before. But I don't think it's not a big deal. So yeah, one segment. This is just a test length that I just put together to learn stuff like this. It's not full size. This strut in cross section is to scale, but lengthwise it's about 2/3 of a normal strut section, roughly. Yeah. So the idea being that 1 complete strut section as assembly, there'd be this arm, and then this would continue down to about 3 times its total length. And then down there you'd have another half section to match this one. And so each ring would be made up of 4 of these segments bolted together at the flanges. So yeah, if we can just get this Kickstarter funded, I can order the steel and start making these for real. Catch you later.